This is the Sony A7rV, a camera that has been making waves in the photography space since its release back in December of 2022. With a 61 megapixel full frame sensor, driven back by an AI-driven autofocus system, it has been a go-to for landscapes and photos where you need a lot of detail. When I first got my hands on it, as someone who started with an A6400 with photography but gradually moved to more video work, the A7rV felt pretty good in the hands. Having a full-size HDMI out and a headphone jack is awesome. The amount of times I've had clients ask, "Can I see that?" right after we shoot, and then not being able to show them without taking apart my whole entire rig is a lot. Also, it has a flash sync and can transfer data through Type-C. Now, I first took it out to shoot some B-rolls of a bonfire and get some stock footage, recording using the S-Cinetone profile, which strikes the perfect balance between raw footage and not needing to be a color grading wizard. A real lifesaver when you have to meet short deadlines like me. Also, as for the weather sealed, rain gone and everything, and hopefully the camera's okay. But here's the thing, while the A7rV is a beast when it comes to photography, it's not quite the same story for video. Sure, it can handle 8K at 24 and 4K at 60, but there's a catch. The rolling shutter on the 8K left me a bit underwhelmed. And let's be real, how often are we actually going to be using 8K now? Anyway, for me, I more care about 4K, 422, 10-bit. And while it has that, it's only capped at about 60. So if you're primarily looking for a video camera, I'll steer you probably towards the FX3. It has all the bells and whistles that you could ask for a video camera. Now let's talk about what this camera is really for. Photography. I first took it out to shoot some photos of my dogs, and I was pleased with the color and the ease of editing, especially that 61 megapixel, giving me enough room to crop in a lot. But to truly put this camera to the place, I decided to test it out for a Relay for Life event. Despite a few minor challenges, such as harsh shadows that could have easily been mitigated by a balanced surface, the camera delivered impressive results. I had my setup with a backdrop provided by the event using a Westcott FJ400 and later an FJ80. It turned out pretty good. Some of the photos I took were used for a slideshow at the end, honoring the survivors at the conclusion. So I was able to quickly turn around these images with at least a little bit of editing and able to send it off amidst the hustle and bustle of the event. I also managed to capture some of the shots of the live band that was at this event. I was pleasantly surprised with some of these. The camera's ability to maintain clarity with such shutter speeds as 200 or 400 is impressive. With that 5-axis stabilization, it wasn't that bad at all. Now if I had more time, there is a setting on this camera that you can use for variable shutter speed to eliminate all those flickers in the lights. Now with low light, it might not be the best, but it was still usable at most cases. If you have lighting, then this camera is great for daytime and portraits. In the end, it's all about finding what is the right tool for the job. And while the A7rV might not be the perfect, it's pretty darn close, especially if you're looking to upgrade your photography game or have a beat camera on the side. But if you're more on the side of video, I would suggest looking more at the FX3. The only thing is the FX3 doesn't have a shutter, and well, I guess there is the A7 IV, but it crops in 4K 60. And there's the A7S3, which is kind of like the FX3, but it has a shutter. There's a lot of cameras. Okay, bye.